American Tradition Institute, restoring science, accountability, and liberty to the environmental policy debate.
Now he faces some tough ethics questions about receiving more than $1 million from the very organizations whose agenda he advanced. Fox's William Lajeunesse picks up the story from Los Angeles. Tell us more, William.
Well, Allison, imagine if the national director of the National Institute of Health suddenly came out with something controversial and said, well, cigarette smoking isn't so bad. Then we learned that he got $1 million in prizes and speaking fees from Big Tobacco. Well, many would say that this is analogous to what's happening now with the outspoken NASA scientist James Hansen, who claims that global warming is real and a near certain catastrophe. But a lawsuit filed yesterday claims that Hansen, a celebrity and modern-day hero to the Green Movement, pulled $1.2 million in speaking fees and gifts in the last 4 years from the very environmental groups whose views he advocates, in violation, says the suit, of federal rules which prohibit certain forms of outside compensation while working for taxpayers.
Teaching, writing, or speaking is to be avoided if it is related to his taxpayer-funded employment. Not only are some of these activities directly related to his taxpayer-funded employment, but according to the people stroking the checks, it's often directly for his work for the taxpayer.
Now, the lawsuit claims that Hansen received up to $500,000 from the Dan David Foundation for his, quote, profound contribution to humanity, $550,000 from the Blue Planet Prize for his contribution to the environmental issues, $100,000 for his political activism from the Sophie Foundation, close to $50,000 in speaking and consulting fees. He also got a $15,000 waiver from the Clinton Foundation at a water conference, and about $720,000 from the George Soros Open Society Institute in legal and media advice. That was indirect. So this lawsuit, Allison, is not filed against Hansen, but NASA for failing to comply with a Freedom of Information request that these documents should be handed over, which would show if Hansen is following the law. So under ethic rules, Allison, you're supposed to get permission before you get outside employment, and then after you've done it, you're supposed to file a financial document that says how much you got, and the lawsuit contends that that never occurred because Hansen is like a 800-pound gorilla in the NASA community. Back to you.
Okay, it sounds like we heard the end of this, and there'll be another chapter when he responds. William Lajeunesse, thank you so much. And this story obviously continues online. For more on the backstory and the latest developments on this, you can go to Fox News and learn more.